SITREP World Briefing for July 21, 2026. The United States and Iran traded strikes as a renewed Middle East escalation centered on the Strait of Hormuz and other regional targets entered a new phase. Washington carried out a 10th consecutive night of bombing against Iran after American soldiers were killed in Jordan and Iraq, while U.S. officials continued demanding an end to Iranian attacks on vessels moving through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important oil shipping corridors. In Iran, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps signaled that further retaliation remained possible, but the chain of command described by Iranian officials ran from Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei to the Guard. The Revolutionary Guard told Khamenei that it regarded his message as a binding command and vowed to deliver what it called an unforgettable lesson to the United States. At the same time, Iran's foreign ministry said diplomacy was still open and mediators were seeking a 10-day ceasefire that could create space to revive talks. The competing messages from Washington and Tehran highlighted a regional pattern. Both sides demonstrated a willingness to use force, while also leaving open a narrow diplomatic channel to prevent a broader war. The Strait of Hormuz matters beyond Iran's coastline because a large share of global energy shipments passes through it, meaning attacks on vessels there can affect insurance costs, tanker traffic, and oil prices. With U.S. strikes continuing for 10 nights and Iranian commanders publicly aligning themselves with Khamenei's directive, the immediate stakes now include the safety of regional bases, shipping lanes, and any ceasefire effort. Prime Minister Andy Burnham unveiled a new government in London on Monday, taking office as the United Kingdom's 7th Prime Minister in 10 years. Burnham said he would pursue a 10-year program aimed at offering Britain a new political and economic model. The overhaul marked a clear break from the era of former Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his allies. The reshuffle removed several figures associated with Starmer and installed John Healey as Chancellor, handing the veteran Labour politician responsibility for the government's finances after his earlier departure from the defence portfolio. Burnham also boosted the AI brief by bringing Kanishka Narayan into cabinet attendance after he abolished the standalone technology department, signaling that digital policy and artificial intelligence will be handled more centrally inside the new administration. Burnham's first moves also set expectations for a government that wants to show rapid economic intent. He has indicated that ministers will examine how much people can earn before paying tax. He has also said changing that threshold would be difficult, highlighting the balance his new team in London must strike between signaling change and managing a mature, heavily scrutinized fiscal system. A passenger ferry capsized off Guyana, killing at least 27 people and leaving 83 others missing as rescuers continued searching the water on Monday. Guyanese authorities said 69 passengers had been rescued after the disaster, turning the accident into one of the country's deadliest recent transport emergencies and forcing the government to coordinate a large maritime response off the South American state's Atlantic coast. Prime Minister Mark Phillips said an investigation had been launched into the capsizing. He also expressed hope that more survivors would still be found alive among the 83 people missing. Ferry links are a critical part of transportation in Guyana, where settlements and economic activity are spread across a long coastline and river networks that can make water travel essential for workers, families, and local commerce. The confirmed toll of 27 dead, the 69 rescues, and the continuing search for 83 missing people carry national significance, raising questions about vessel safety, passenger accounting, and emergency preparedness at sea. The Burnham government announced that value-added tax on household electricity bills in the United Kingdom will be cut from 5% to 0% in October. Ministers said a typical home would save about £60.45 a year under the change. The announcement came on Burnham's first full day as Prime Minister. Ministers were pressed on the government's savings figures, with the claimed annual benefit of about £16.45 becoming an early test of whether the administration can defend the arithmetic behind its promise to ease pressure on family budgets. Because VAT is a national sales tax applied to energy bills, Reducing it to zero on electricity gives the Burnham government a policy that is simple to communicate and relatively easy for households to recognize once it takes effect in October. Sources and the full written briefing are available at sitrepbrief.com.